A new Nancy Guthrie demand letter is now part of the public discussion around one of the most painful missing person cases in the country. The letter reportedly claims there is a hidden phone containing photos, names, addresses, and a video connected to two alleged kidnappers. But the most important part of this update is also the part that has to be said carefully. The claims in that letter have not been publicly verified by law enforcement. Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Today co-anchor Savannah Guthrie, has been missing since early February, after authorities said she was taken from her Tucson area home. Nearly 5 months later, her whereabouts remain unknown, no suspect has been publicly identified, and the investigation is still active. Now, this new message is raising a serious question. Is it a real lead or another unverified claim in a case that has already seen ransom notes, public pleas, and growing frustration? For verified entertainment updates without the rumors, subscribe to Startline Entertainment. The latest development began when TMZ reported that it had received another email from a person claiming to know who was involved in Nancy Guthrie's kidnapping. According to the report, the sender claimed there were two people involved and said a phone had been hidden in a secure place. The sender also claimed the phone contained a video of the alleged main person with Nancy, along with photos and identifying details connected to both people. People later reported the same update, noting that the new message appeared to come from the same email address that had previously sent ransom-related messages to TMZ. TMZ said it forwarded the message to the FBI. People said it had reached out to the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department for comment, but had not received a response by publication time. That means the public should treat this as a reported claim, not a solved case. The letter may be important because it points to possible evidence. But as of the latest public information, authorities have not announced that the phone exists, have not confirmed the identities described in the email, and have not named any suspects based on this new message. To understand why this letter matters, the timeline has to go back to the beginning. Nancy was last seen at her home in the Catalina Foothills area near Tucson on the evening of January 31st. The FBI says she was reported missing by her family on February 1st, and her current whereabouts remain unknown. The FBI has described her as a vulnerable adult who has difficulty walking, as a pacemaker, and needs daily medication for a heart condition. Early in the investigation, authorities released doorbell camera images and video showing an armed individual appearing to tamper with the camera at Nancy's front door on the morning of her disappearance. The FBI has said it is seeking information that could identify that person, described as a male of average build, roughly 5'9" to 5'10", wearing a black backpack in the footage. The case quickly became more complex because media outlets began receiving ransom-related communications. According to ABC News, several notes were sent to media in the days after Nancy disappeared. ABC reported that investigators considered two notes sent to Tucson media outlets potentially credible and attempted to trace their origin. One note reportedly demanded cryptocurrency. A second note, according to sources familiar with the investigation, claimed Nancy died shortly after she was taken and was buried in nature. That second claim has not produced public closure. Nancy's body has not been publicly found. Her family has continued asking for help. Savannah Guthrie has spoken emotionally on Today, saying that somebody knows something and asking anyone with information to come forward. Her family has also offered a reward of up to $1 million for information leading to Nancy's recovery. This is why the new demand letter has drawn attention. If the sender really has a phone with usable evidence, that could matter. If the sender does not, it could deepen the family's pain and consume investigative resources. That is the difficult line investigators have to walk in a public case like this. Every message has to be examined, but not every message can be accepted as true. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos previously told people that investigators were working through a large amount of digital material, including surveillance footage, tips, and DNA evidence. He also emphasized that investigators do not want to falsely accuse anyone. That point matters now, because the new letter reportedly claims to know the identities of two people, but those identities have not been released publicly by officials, and no arrests have been announced. The public record is clear on one thing: the investigation is still open, The FBI's official page continues to ask for tips and says the reward is up to $100,000 for information leading to Nancy's location or the arrest and conviction of anyone involved. The FBI also maintains a digital evidence submission portal asking for photos, doorbell footage, or other information related to her whereabouts. The start line takeaway is this: the new Nancy Guthrie demand letter is a reported development, not confirmed proof. It may become important if investigators can authenticate the evidence, locate the phone, or connect the claims to verifiable facts. But until law enforcement publicly confirms more, the safest wording is that the sender claims to have information, the claims remain unverified publicly, and Nancy Guthrie remains missing. For Savannah Guthrie and her family, the public attention is not just a headline. It is an unresolved family crisis that has continued for months. And for viewers following the case, the most responsible way to understand this update is to separate three things: what the letter claims, what TMZ and People reported, and what authorities have actually confirmed. Right now, the letter claims there may be evidence naming 2 alleged kidnappers. TMZ says it forwarded the email to the FBI. People reports that authorities continue investigating and that Nancy's whereabouts remain unknown. The next real turning point would be official confirmation that the evidence exists, that investigators have obtained it, or that it has led them closer to finding Nancy. Until then, the central question remains painfully unchanged. Where is Nancy Guthrie, and who can finally give her family the answer they have been begging for?